So, as if the world is not divided enough, we gotta bring in Scream 7. So, I will do the very short story for people who may be like, what? And there's no way to get around the word, so we gotta say the word Jews. It is what it is. So, essentially, Wes Craven made the first 4 Screams. And again, those were corporate products made with a major studio, let's be very clear. But I think you'd have to say Wes had his own distinct vision. So with Scream 5 and 6, they moved on to new owners with Spyglass. And again, being fair, this was not really that blatant there, but now it is. So what happened is the Jewish owners, gotta say this, got mad with Melissa. She's not Palestinian, but Melissa put out some pro-Palestinian messages, and the new owners got upset and said, "You're fired. You're not going to be part of Scream 7." And everyone's like, huh? So that's right. The Scream franchise now demands you have Zionist propaganda, and that created a massive, massive firestorm. So where are we? Well, apparently Jenna is not going to be in Scream 7, and Melissa will not be in Scream 7. So 2 of the major characters of the new version of Scream are gone, and they're bringing back Neve Campbell. Sydney, minor spoilers, Sydney was not in Scream 6. So we are literally just going to watch maybe a film that arbitrarily brings back Neve Campbell, even though it was pretty explicit with Scream 5. That was her last Scream project. They're giving her a big paycheck, and she's willing to be pro-Zionist, I guess, whatever. And I want to try to be devil's advocate because there's nothing good to be said here at all. But allegedly, I don't, even saying allegation, this is not true. They were saying Melissa was anti-Semitic. Okay, how? Why is she anti-Semitic? And they're like, well, we're saying she is. That's it. That's it. They just falsely accused her of anti-Semitism and fired her. And again, you could say, well, it's not firing. She's not obligated. It's private property. They're not obliged to keep her. No, they're not. But I just want to get the politics out of the way, because if you put out the politics, okay, fine. Let's just concentrate on Scream the story. This thing's going to collapse, because now magically, for whatever reason, we watch Scream 7. Sydney's there. Sydney and her daughters are there. Gail is back. Even some people from Scream 6 are back. But Jenna, who is the superstar, she's gone. Melissa, who's also a major character in Scream 5, 6, also just gone. What happened? Where'd they go? I don't know. They're just gone. Now, to be fair, they did this with technically Neve in Scream 6. They say, where is she? Oh, she's not here. And there you go. And listen, being consistent, if you go back to my reviews, I pointed that out. And I was very critical of that. And it wasn't that was not the only thing. But I said, against the grain, because a lot of people love Scream 6, this is a bad movie. Because it does feel pretty clunky. And it doesn't feel organic to what happened with Scream 5. However, a lot of Scream 6 is still pretty good. Could I now say support it? No. Given apparently the new Zionist condition, you have to be doing Zionist propaganda. I'm like, okay, not going to do that. So yeah, I mean, just purely on aesthetic grounds, like the most generous judgment of Scream 6, it's barely okay. There are some good, energetic scenes. The performances are mostly on point. Cinematography is excellent, but yeah, that plot and script are just so bizarre. And it starts off really good. Really good. I'd say for the first fourth of the film, it's like, this is really strong. This could actually be a really strong film. But yeah, it just starts veering off in some very wild, weird directions. If you're willing to go with this pretty insane pretzel plot, you're like, okay, I guess. But even there, it's like, it just wasn't holding up on many levels. Like, they brought up some old characters and inserted them back into the franchise, and you're like, wait, but why would you do this and why would you do that? And even some of the callbacks were kind of weak. It's like, oh, this is like the other Scream film. But yeah, but in that one, Yeah, I mean, there was a moment with Gale which was laughable. I mean, I'm usually willing to forgive plot holes depending on the film, but this one was like, this was insane. Someone pointed out Gale was totally safe. She wasn't even in danger in that scene. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, Scream 6, not a great film. Definitely not a great Wes Craven film. They've said long goodbye to Wes Craven. But if you gotta end it, it's fine. It's fine. So if you are a Scream fan, you say, well, yeah, but they didn't really end it with Scream 6 too well. That's true, but part of the reason it didn't end well is it felt very manufactured. It just didn't feel like this is an organic growth from Scream 5. I can buy they went to New York. I can buy they're in college. I can even buy so many of them are together in college, even though usually people separate. Okay, I can believe all that. But certain things happen in that film which are just so absurd and ludicrous. I'm like, I'm getting a headache. I'm getting a headache. So what's the case for Scream 7? Okay, I guess technically it's a new or old creative voice. Wait, we got Kevin. Kevin is back. Kevin is considered a really good writer. I can't disagree with that. I've been mixed on his things. I mean, Kevin is weird. Like, the thing with him that is usually the dilemma is when he writes, especially young people, like whether teenagers or young, sexy guys and girls, because he has a certain trope. Uh, it's fine. I mean, his politics are also pretty clear. He's very pro-gay. Like, if you're not into the gay queer thing, don't go into his films. Like, he just puts in the gay thing, the queer thing all the time. It's his thing. The problem is, one, his characters all sound the same. Second of all, they all sound way too intelligent. Like, I could believe, like, again, I'm not a big fan of Dawson's Creek. I saw a few episodes, so I have to be careful here. But whenever I tuned into Dawson's Creek, those characters, remember, canonically, they should be like 19, 20, 21. And I can buy a rare, I can buy occasionally a teenager or young kid at 19 could be into Kierkegaard, existentialism, Nietzsche, and be very philosophical and be very intellectual and articulate very well. All the characters talk like that. They all talk like they're freaking 1% percentile and can just mouth essays naturally all the time. All the time. It's insanely how articulate all his characters are. Like, this is insane. This is just not possible in any real world. But it's like, okay, fine, it's total fantasy. It's not particularly good fantasy, frankly. I mean, the Dawson's Creek episodes I saw were fine, but I never got like lured in like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And believe me, my introduction to Buffy was rough. I gave up because I came in at season 4 and I was like, I have no backstory with these people, so it was just confusing. But I saw Angel. I kind of pieced together what's going on in Buffy. I gave it another chance and I loved it. So yeah, Joss's people, they don't talk normal either, but that's literally an explicit fantasy show. They can explain why, yeah, how does Buffy know these things? Why does Angel talk like that? Why does Spike talk? Why as well as because, she's a witch. He's a vampire. He's been around like 200, 300 years old. He's read a few books. So, yeah, Kevin is a mixed bag. Kevin is a very mixed bag. So, is he going to miracle a great script? Maybe. But he's not tested as a director. So, is his direction going to be good? I mean, I'm sure it'll be competent. I mean, I'm sure. But this is like Chris Stuckman, right? Like, Shelby Oaks looks competent. Okay. But the reason you get a good director is to do more than competent. You want really, really good composition, really good ideas of framing and blocking, but hey, whatever. So, yeah, just purely on the story, like, why should anyone care? Like, good or bad, we have Nev. She had 4 films. She was the main character. We've had the new people, Jenna and Melissa. They've had 2 films. As the story goes, it's not great, right? It's kind of rickety and clunky, but, it's not Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, Freddy has got to have the best luck of all these horror icons. Like, the Freddy story is bizarre. It's also very inconsistent and chaotic. But you see all 6 main Nightmare on Elm Street films and New Nightmare you're going to get a fairly interesting, good story. It's bizarre, but it's coherent. From beginning to end. It's like, oh, okay, there it is. With Scream 1 to 6, it's radically all over the place. It really is. But it's like, okay, but fine. But it's one story. And we're done. So do I think Scream 7 will be like Wes Craven's New Nightmare, be like this great masterpiece to close out a great cycle of stories? No. 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 I have like zero hope for this. I think at best this will be like Scream 6. It will be barely okay. It feels very constructed and manufactured. It doesn't feel real. We're going to lean on fan nostalgia, and that's it. And we're going to open the door to another sequel, which they did with Scream 6 with those characters. Like, literally, Scream 6 implies the story will continue with Jenna and with Melissa. So we need to believe we're going to make that big jump. Like, okay, we're in New York. We have the Scream mask. I'm not going to spoil the ending of Scream 6. It's like, okay, we're going from New York, Scream mask, to Sydney. What, halfway across the country? We're just going to go to Seattle, and we're going to concentrate on her and her daughters. How? Why? Are they going to try to explain Scream 6? Like, where were you in Scream 6? We're just going to ignore that? I mean, I don't know. Okay, what's the best case? So I have like zero hope. The only thing I can say that might be intriguing is Stu. They're going to resurrect Stu somehow. So I like Stu. So most fans have been asking, return Stu. So to be fair, that's out there. There's a miracle chance they'll do something good with Stu. But it really is like 1 in a million. Because that's also why we, like, yes, I like Stu, love Stu. A lot of fans are also like, I love the character, but no, there's no way this is going to work. That's true. Like, bringing him back could just be totally stupid. It could be totally stupid. So that's really their only shot, because I just don't care about the Sydney story anymore. I mean, putting aside the politics, it's been mangled and destroyed and bent out of shape. And Scream 5 was fine. It's not great, but it's like, okay, fine. We did enough with the character. She's had 5 films focused on her. I mean, really. What more can you do? She's not Freddy Krueger here. She's not Jason Voorhees. You're going to reach a limit with Sydney. You just are. But listen, Nev wants another big paycheck. I got that. I understand that. I can respect that. But the character, there's really not much more to do with the character. Just she's got daughters, just feels so lame and weak. It's just so lame and weak. But we'll see. We'll see. The trailer's coming. The movie's coming. They didn't shut it down. So, it's time to say goodbye.